Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
It's Dolly Day. I'm as our crew's designed to rotate, right? Like this is supposed to be a very communist thing, sees the means of production, all that. We're gonna need some kind of dynamic opening or something because the intro video is always going to be wrong.
Right, yeah, we
I
might
don't
need
know that it is wrong.
like a
It shows,
generic.
I don't know that
And
it's
I'm not
wrong.
even
It
in the
shows all the
intro.
hosts. I mean, it doesn't have to be an all my children opening, right? Like we can show all the hosts. And today, these are the
Brady
hosts.
Bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that
no, but the Brady, you always saw the Brady Bunch every episode, though.
Even if all the cast wasn't on the show.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, that's my thing. There was never ever an opener that didn't have all of the Brady Bunch in the opener and in the episode. But all my children, what they would do in their opener, they would tailor it for just the people that were on that day, which is great when you have millions of dollars to pour into a daily show.
Damn it, Kip.
Kip Davis.
I prefer Days of Our Lives.
Here.
It's always you, isn't it, Davis?
You know what? We already have a Days of Our Lives opening. Done. So there you go. Never changes. We don't have the bandwidth. So I say we go with what we have. And I love showing who's on, like who the panelists are.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of an opening that's got everybody who may be there, even if they don't show up, because it shows even on the days that our friends aren't with us, they're still part of the team.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
It's hard to get everybody on there.
Yeah, it worked for the first 2 days.
Not even the first 2 days, Brie.
No, wait, the second day. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah,
I was missing the first day.
We've never. No, I think Friday was the only day we ever had everybody here.
Because for me, it's like 9 o'clock, and you guys, it might be like 6 or 7, right?
It's 7 for me right now.
8 for me.
Yeah, see, that's a lot. See, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Maya
me getting up at 9.
Are both on the same time as you.
Yeah, I am.
But I'm going to drag Maya to Mountain Time in a couple weeks.
Kelly, nobody knows who you are. Please introduce yourself.
Yes.
Hi.
Good call.
My name is Kelly King, and I'm known as the Detroit Atheist Queen. I am basically the lead affiliate for Black Non-Believers and also a board member for Michigan Atheists. I also help Mandisa on her channel as doing moderation things and such like that. So I really don't, really not on the camera much.
But definitely part of the community.
Yes, I've been about a Black Non-Belief for about 3 years now.
Wow.
And working with that.
Yeah. And we met in Kentucky at the ARC protest.
Yes, we had a great time.
Hell yeah.
We met in Austin last weekend. The weekend before.
Yeah, me too. Same.
Yes.
Kelly, I got a question though. What kind of mic you using? It's a little crackly. I was just wondering.
I'm just using the mic on my phone.
Okay.
See.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I was just making sure that you were on the right one you wanted to be on because it was a little crackly. But if that's what you got to work with, we'll work with it.
Yeah, if I'm doing this more permanently, I'll get better equipment so I can stream better.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Happy to have you.
Because I was trying to put it on through my iPad, but somehow that's not working. So I'm using it through my phone right now.
It's a work in progress, even for those of us here.
I turned off your reduced background noise, and it seems to be helping maybe because sometimes the algorithms that try to keep dog barks and whatnot, neighbors banging on doors and all that stuff tries to keep them out of the audio. It can mess up the speech.
Yeah. Good call.
Okay.
Oh, Chris is in the chat.
Hey,
Chris!
Hey, we're holding them
still alive. Reports of his mysterious and untimely demise and Ryan's mysterious absence are completely overstated.
But we're holding down the fort for you. We wouldn't want the audience to not, to get burned out on morning shows or to not get used to always having a morning show. So keeping them warm.
Well, I mean, many of us are like, we're
Stop taking me
always
seriously
looking for a morning show, and then so for anybody who's missed the story, my mornings are weird. Sometimes I'm hit or miss, but I try to catch Chris and Ryan when I can over on the Daily Atheist Morning Show channel. And Thursday, I think I just happened to walk in around 10:15 a.m. my time, and Chris is like, okay, I'm off for a few days, bye, and just bloop, and the show ends, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? So he's been on vacation for a week. He'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to adapt because we don't want to stop doing this, but we do have to give back the time slot we've been pirating.
Or do we?
Hmm.
We should at least ransom it back to him. I mean, surely Mallard's got something to offer.
That would be the piratey thing to do.
No. Let's parlay, Chris. We're gonna parlay for the time slot. So after we finished the show yesterday, we were like talking backstage and stuff about billionaires and about money and how you can't take it with you when you leave. It dissolves after about 3 generations of leaving it behind. So the idea of hoarding it is ridiculous, and a lot of wealthy people seem to forget that. And we're like, what would an ethical billionaire look like? And
they don't forget that. They think that they are better than us because of their quote unquote accomplishments, which definitely had nothing to do with money, and that we don't deserve money. It is kind of weird how they think that by virtue of them having money, they and their offspring deserve to keep it.
Yeah. And
and
then each generation is more desensitized to the need of money. Yeah.
No, so the needs of the poor.
Right.
They seem to have an odd need for the money. All of them want to be the richest guy in the. All of them want to be the richest guy in the room, and they really beat off to the thought of it. It's disgusting.
It's true, that's an issue too, but they also completely lose touch with the way society works. Like, for example, if you want your factories producing lots of items, you need healthy workers. It's more cost efficient to give them good health care so they can stay productive than it is to not and think you're saving a bundle on health care only to have half your staff call in every freaking day. They have no freaking idea how anything works because they've never been part of the real world,
Yeah, no, they're just not as smart as they think they are. Yeah, it's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can all agree that one factor that would be required to be an ethical billionaire would be to not be born into money, to actually live their life in poverty, right?
I think it definitely
Not
helps.
necessarily poverty, just reality.
Yeah. Down here with the rest of us. Come down here with the rest of us for a few years.
Like shop at the grocery store one time at least.
There's I want to say 1 or 2 countries in Europe that don't allow private schools. Like all the kids have to go to school together so that they don't develop this, us versus them mindset.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which. Oh, hey, Ryan.
There's our beautiful Ryan at her doctor's appointment, I'm assuming. Good morning.
Yeah, she's got a I don't know if it's a doctor, but she's got something this morning. So she's in viewer mode, but we miss you.
Yeah, we miss you, Ryan.
Yeah, we miss
Come back to us.
All our besties who are off on other various adventures. But that's the nature of the show. Is some of us, some days we'll pop in, some days we'll pop out. It
just like a workplace. Yep.
Kind of.
Everybody there every day.
Yeah.
We're not ethical billionaires. We're just regular folks. Sorry.
No, if we were billionaires, we would outsource this to the workers.
We'd be owning you too.
I could not be a billionaire. I kind of like that quote from who was the kids show lady that got all the heat from MAGA, Miss Rachel. She's like, I wouldn't. Someone said, I hope you make $1 billion off this, and she said, I wouldn't do that because I don't think that that's right to have $1 billion. But thank you. That was like the perfect answer. It's like, yes. If you have $1 billion, you're not doing things right, and that's what people come up to me standing. I like Taylor Swift's music and stuff, but she's a billionaire. So obviously, if you've amassed $1 billion in your own bank account, right, or your own equity, you are not using your money ethically. That means that you're hoarding it.
Nobody should be hungry. Nobody should be hungry. Nobody should be homeless if you have that kind of money. There's no way that I would sit there and all that money and nobody would be taken care of.
Yeah, no, you can't. In order to get that kind of money, somebody's getting stepped on, either in this country or, a country that you're outsourcing it from. I still remember in Trump's first term, Ivanka Trump shut down a factory in China that was paying its workers 2 cents an hour to open it in Africa, where they would only have to pay workers 1 cent an hour. And I was like,
doubled the profit margin, didn't they?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You got to sell a lot of handbags to make up
I think people like us would just rather share the wealth, but
right. But speaking of the disconnect, though, Trump's a perfect example. Remember, he's like, "Oh, you got to use your ID at the grocery store to buy bread. Why don't you have to use it to vote?" It's like, who the hell is using an ID to buy bread?
I invented this new word. I call it groceries. People are saying it's a wonderful word. But you know what is wonderful?
Oh, you know what? Trump is old.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. Let Grandma tell y'all a story. Back in my day, before everybody had all these newfangled credit cards and stuff, we had what were called checks. You would keep them in a checkbook. Now, when you went over to the grocery store so that they knew the name on the check was actually you, they would ask you for your ID and you would show them, like, see, this is me and my name, my face and my name, and this is my check. So it's okay to take this check. So that's why he thinks he's
okay. So Trump's
I
and this is probably the last time he
know.
went to a grocery store. Some people were still using checks at the grocery store, right?
That's probably true.
I honestly don't think he's ever been to a grocery store. Like, he probably had, like, growing up, they had people buying stuff for them, and now, like, yeah.
Like, he happened to walk past the kitchen when the help were talking about it.
Right.
Maybe, I mean, he watches a lot of TV, so his version of us, what Trump thinks of people like us, of like normal working class citizens and stuff, is that what he is from what he sees on TV. Like, we are low class and we do shitty things, and that's why we're
the irony of that man thinking anybody is low class and does shitty things. Oh
no,
goodness.
He does. He hates us. Like, if you talk to people that are close to us,
he has no concept of what classiness even is. It's not
that.
Means
it's not
fake
that.
Jewelry and
no, it's not even that. He has no respect for poor people. Talks about them like dogs. And it comes through in the way that he treats his workers. Like, why would you make someone work for you and then spend way more money on lawyers in court than just, it would actually be cheaper to pay them, and he'd rather make them suffer.
Yeah,
and he does it all the time. Like, if he doesn't like
the mindset, it goes back to that mindset.
If he doesn't like one little thing about the service that you provided, he will stiff them completely. Like, the whole company, if somebody had that, he'll come up with excuses to stiff them and then litigate it against people who can't afford to litigate as long as he does. That's why the court system doesn't work on the rich. That's why court fines and legal fines don't work on rich people, because that just means it's legal for a price.
Right.
If you can afford to break the law, you can break the law.
But you're giving him way too much credit. He finds things he doesn't like. to try to justify not paying him. The money is always the issue, or I don't know. I go back to the attitude is always the issue, because it would be like, I don't know, it's like some perverse joy he gets from not giving the money to poor people, which is kind of absurd. Yeah. It definitely.
You all know about the piano guy, right?
Real quick, can I thank Milwaukee Atheist for $2 says, "Good morning, ladies," and tips Fedora.
Thank you.
I knew we'd get that in there eventually.
Sorry. All right, shutting up. Bree.
Hold on, bringing up the story because it's been a while ago. It's okay. Yeah, I sold Trump a $100,000 piano, and then he stiffed me.
Wow.
And this guy, like, he spends years making these custom pianos, right? Like, it's his livelihood. So if he doesn't get paid for the work he does, he's just spent all that time doing nothing. I mean,
100,000 for an average person is a lot.
Yeah.
It's
That's like
it's theft
2
with
years
extra paperwork.
salary for my husband.
I mean, and the thing is I mean, it is a lot of money. Like for billionaires will jack off to the thought, they'll tell other people, it's like, all I had to do, is take away this aspect of employee happiness. And, we went from, $2 million a year to $2.1 million a year. Like they're freaking nuts. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So yeah, it was for the Taj Mahal Casino. He bought multiple pianos, $100,000 worth of pianos.
Oh.
And they never paid the guy. He's and that's those little girls that danced at his very first inauguration. Those the
the
5 to 10-year-old kids.
Yeah.
He didn't pay them. He
That's
stiffed those little
Wow.
children.
People
and then they
keep
voted for him
working
twice
with him.
more.
And he, I mean, it's a
Ridiculous.
rabbit hole of unethical business behavior that they just clap at. Like, oh, tax loopholes, yay! Billionaires using tax loopholes to pay less taxes than I do. They celebrate that. Stiffing contractors. He buried his ex-wife on behind one of his golf courses.
Yeah. She was near one of the holes. Yeah, it is insane.
So we could write the golf course off, and so we didn't have to pay for a proper fucking burial for her. And yeah,
no, her kids made sure she got a. Well, say it wasn't about getting her a proper burial. It was about getting the golf course classified as a cemetery, so that he wouldn't have to pay taxes on it.
Right. It's
not
always
a golf course,
about
it's a cemetery with golfing facilities.
Yeah, the only people that he respects is other rich white.
I don't think he does
No.
that either.
I don't know.
No, not respect. That was the wrong word. That he benefits, sort of.
The only people he respects are other dictators, like Putin.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah, but respect was
scared of
definitely
Putin.
the wrong choice of word.
But Putin has the P tape.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
petrified. He is scared of him.
Yeah,
I'd love to know what Putin actually has on him, because he won't cross him. Which is weird. I remember the very first time I saw it, where a reporter was saying, "Hey, Putin's a dictator," and he was like, "Hey, do you think we're so great?" And I'm like, "Dude, this is your campaign slogan. What are you doing?"
Well, that's sort of the thing, right? Like the campaign slogan was "Make America Great Again," which carries the entailment that America is not great now.
No. Like you're missing the forest for the trees. He is going out of the point is he is going out of his way, even to the point of detriment to it was just an example that how he is going out of his way to bolster Putin at the expense of us.
Now, he complains about, he complains about jobs going to China. His merch is made there. Like
all of it.
mega merch
Yeah.
is made in China.
All of
So
it.
while you
Hilarious.
complain about the Chinese surpassing us in the global economy, you're also feeding them surpassing us. But that's what this problem with these tariffs are too, is that the guy doesn't understand money or how it works. He's always been able to stiff or write off, pay off judges to push through
Or
bankruptcies.
you know what's really disgusting is I think it's still closed down. I don't think they were able. I know that New York made them close down their charity, but he used to have people pay, like, put money into his charity, and probably other billionaires as like a tax write-off or whatever. And so whenever he got sued, he could just pay the fines from the charity as opposed to like it having to liquidate anything, or, you know, just crazy stuff that the rest of us would never be able to do.
And his charities have been busted too. His charities are just money laundering operations for his kids and for his family. They got in trouble for stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from children's charity, didn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just talking about.
Yeah,
the one in New York.
So, my eye keeps watering. I'm sorry, I got a little bit of a cold in my eye.
Yeah,
almost drippy. My nose is running. Well,
no, I didn't sleep at all last night. I woke up, it was like 8:00, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get some water, some coffee, splash some foundation on my face, and I'm like, all right, let's do this.
I feel
Tobacco.
more awake than yesterday, at least. Somehow. Okay.
All right.
Give me a second. That beeping is me. I'll be right.
Oh, okay.
The beeping.
Yeah.
The beeping. Meanwhile, Lawrence is at it again. Milwaukee
Oh.
Atheist for $5.
Thank you
Says,
again.
the thing that frustrates me the most, is that voters don't understand that dictators get power slowly. They consolidate power to the executive branch.
Yeah.
Right, which is what he's doing. He's getting each branch to he's got the Supreme Court in his pocket now. They're kind of taking the knee.
Which is interesting. Everybody that has access to them is saying that Roberts is, I think a lot of people think they're politically motivated. And I think there's a case that can be said for that for people like Thomas and Alito. They're saying that Roberts in particular is bending the knee because he doesn't want people to see that the courts really have no power.
Well, I think that there may be members of the Supreme. This is speculation. There may be members of the Supreme Court that are on the Epstein list as well. I think that might be coming into play.
I mean, that aside, a lot of the civil liberties that we had, that, you know, the same people voted differently on, you know, just years ago, that they're now flip-flopping on, and or just allowing to, you know, write out on the shadow docket. They're saying they're afraid, they're doing because they're afraid that if they're like, okay, no, Trump, like, you can't, you know, ship immigrants to Venezuela without due process, that he's going to do it anyway, and people are going to see that, you know, oh, we don't have to listen to the Supreme Court, so we'll just do whatever anyway, and, you know, they lose relevance and potentially their jobs. I don't know. Like I said, it's speculation, and they're certainly not speaking on it, but a lot of people are saying that.
Well, Rion,
I think maybe the problem is that the Supreme Court can issue orders, but they don't have any way to enforce it without appealing to the executive branch, which is in charge of those.
Well, or any legal branch.
Normally.
Well, I mean, because it could be the executive branch. Congress can choose to back it, but also the states. So let's say when after Roe, the states could have just totally Juneteenth it and said, you know what, you're going to have to come into my state and make us have abortion clinics or whatever. But they didn't. They acquiesced. And so it really does. takes everybody, everybody, including the president, supporting the system for the system to work. There's no enforcement arm of the legislative branch.
Right, like Andrew Jackson famously said when the Supreme Court ruled against his illegal orders. Okay, what army are they going to use to stop me?
Yeah. And they were trying to get Reagan to do that with Roe. His spiritual advisors were like, just get Congress to pass a law saying that, abortion's banned, and Reagan couldn't get the votes.
Losing my train of thought here. Sorry. The evangelical branch of things really does. They really have worked hard with like the Heritage Foundation and places like that to since the Reagan administration, at least, to creep in here. And that's what I think Milwaukee Atheist is kind of getting at too, is that, the people pulling the strings know that this is going to take time. That's why they keep the culture war nonsense in the forefront, keep people distracted by Cracker Barrel signs and who wears denim and whatnot, while this is all going on. I mean, obviously, there's when Trump came back into office, the idea was to use the Department of Justice having the Epstein files on hand to control Congress and to control the Supreme Court. That's what it looks like from the outside. Maybe I'm conspiracy theory here, but regardless, I don't think that Trump anticipated that he was going to get pressured about being in there so much. And now it's kind of blown up in their faces. But the people that are afraid in Congress, the people that are afraid in the Supreme Court of that list or of those files are still afraid.
I'm sorry. Okay. I don't think he had any. I think that when Trump was running around talking about the Epstein list, that he was just capitalizing on something that was going on the right. I don't think I thought he thought it was going to be another lock her up thing, where it's like, okay, I get it. I get into office and I just kind of hand wave this, like, yeah, that was great for the campaign trail, but we're moving on now. He obviously didn't think it was going to get to this point.
Yeah,
I'm glad that people are pushing back.
Fucking anything. He hasn't built the wall. He hasn't locked her up. The only thing he's done is militarize his fucking Gestapo.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see people on the right kind of rally behind Newsom because they're tired of Trump, which is, who was it? It was either the Humanist Reporter, secular Kyle Kulinski, did a thing on that a couple of days ago where they were like,
Fuentes.
yeah, that Nick Fuentes, of all people, are tired of Trump. He's not delivering on any of his promises, but Newsom over here, look at the cojones in this guy. I was just like, Gavin Newsom of all people, like, that is interesting. I thought it would be some kind of milquetoast Fetterman type.
Well, the way that he winked off Charlie Kirk excited the Groypers, I think. That he may be willing to listen to their complaints about woke, which is not a real thing. If that's just what the Groypers are obsessed with. Mm-hmm. That woke is taking over the world and whatnot. I mean, it's leaked into common parlance now. Like, you'll actually hear politicians use that word to appeal to that lowest common denominator, to the things diversity, equity, and inclusion are problematic in some way. It's this movement of young white fascist men mostly that I see.
Yes and no, but a lot of the way Fox News talks about DEI, a lot of MAGA people, especially women, were shocked that they were fired when companies started kind of sloughing off their
letting go of DEI.
Yeah. They're actual DEI hires, and they're like, wait a minute, I'm not DEI.
How you are?
You actually knew how that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like they're just
Yeah,
Although
the leopard eating faces, like I was talking about yesterday with Nancy Mace coming out about upholding this or whatever. Matt Walsh says, yeah, if things were run the way they should be, you wouldn't be in office. You'd be in a kitchen or some shit like that. And
She'd
it's
be
like,
fine with
damn.
that. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene is obviously an opportunist, but there are a lot of who's that Michigan chick that everybody hates? But like
I want to know because I'm from Michigan.
It's not you, Kelly.
No, certainly not you.
We love you.
I think she was Michigan. Oh God, I can see it. It's so early in the morning.
Are you thinking of Kristi Noem from Dakota?
Nope. She's not in office anymore, but she was a representative. She was like super fundy Christian, and like it's I don't know. It's just this rise of women who are going into office to keep women out of office, to vote.
Oh yeah,
so that women
we
stay
talking
out
about
of
her
Oh, I
yesterday,
did
think.
hear about her. Yeah.
Oh,
This was the stuff we
mentioned
talked about
Michelle Bachmann the other day.
backstage, though.
There's
I
a
think.
new one. I was talking about the
yeah.
newest woman. She's not in Michigan, but yeah, there's like a movement of fundy women who don't think women should be in politics and, don't think government is working fast enough to keep us out.
So here's a question. Is our entire political system just trolling and counter-trolling at this point?
That's what the people want.
No,
That's what the voters want. They want an edgelord. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's not like a new thing. It just looks different because of, I don't know, things are always changing. It's no different than, the whole segregation, let's keep Black people out of schools or, bathroom bills or anything else. It's just, today it's whatever, they seem to be super heavily focused on immigrants at the moment. I'm sorry, go ahead. Or
my Unfinished Studio using a member chat on many of these channels. You can become a member and get a monthly free super chat as one of the many member perks. And my Unfinished Studio uses it, the one free a month, to say hail to everybody who woke up this morning.
Love it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yes. Welcome to the Woke Women's Podcast.
Yeah.
Stop
Jugs
changing
and
the name of the
Java.
show.
What's that? Stop changing the name of the
We need to
show.
Stop changing the name. Every episode, somebody comes up with a different, really good name.
I do what I want.
That's fair. Piracy. I mean, we started with piracy. Why the hell not?
Yeah, I did. Did anybody get to parlaying with Mallard? Did we get any? What did we get? I think we should at least get a free breakfast from him every morning while we watch his show. If they deliver the breakfast while we watch the Daily
I'll
Atheist
take one.
morning show.
And every time I go to Chris's chat, I eat a troll. So it's tantamount.
Yeah. He's always got trolls over there. Yeah, if you want to argue with somebody, though, Chris will argue
Some
with
salt
you.
on it.
Yeah, no, I love modding chats with Bree. We always gang up on trolls. It's she has the same trolling style as I do. It's hilarious.
Well, when we were talking about Gavin Newsom,
pirates.
Yeah, pirates. We were talking about Gavin Newsom, and I brought up JB Pritzker because he's a candidate or a potential presidential candidate that I like better than Newsom for the DNC, but I don't think he's going to get it. I think that's going to go to Newsom. But Maya mentioned, yeah, he's a billionaire, and I'm like, yeah, and you can't become a billionaire without stepping on somebody. You gotta exploit something, become a billionaire.
People.
He's a billionaire. He is completely unscrupulous. He stands for whatever he thinks the voters want, and he's willing to be that edgelord that they seem to want.
Yeah.
But I mean, why are we surprised? Because it's studies showing that most people that are billionaires, executives, and things like that are sociopaths. Not in all cases, but a lot of cases that it is showing that.
I think it
that
could
doesn't
cause
really surprise me.
sociopathy too. Yeah.
I don't know that it causes sociopathy. But psychopaths and sociopaths are driven
Yeah,
towards
sociopaths are
certain,
different than psychopaths.
Different.
but they're
Yeah.
driven towards certain, like with their personalities, they're driven towards
Yeah.
a lot of those types of jobs. Sales and congressmen are also high with people with those personality traits. So it just just the detachment they have from others, it just makes it
Yeah.
easier for them to
To not care.
Climb back without, yeah.
To not care
Yeah.
about the other people.
Yeah, about how their
I'm gonna get
actions are
mine. I don't care if you
affecting.
get yours or not.
Well, I mean, it's a little different than that. So they're getting praised, which is what that personality type craves for doing a thing, and like that they just don't have the ability to empathize with people that they're hurting on the level it would need to not hurt them. So from a shareholder perspective, like even if I'm high on empathy, I can just detach. I never have to look at the workers. I never have to think about their conditions. I never even have to drive through their neighborhoods. If I'm solely money focused, then I would want to get a psychopath or a sociopath, depending on what the thing is, to do the thing, whether it's the CEO or the salesman to, trick people into giving money. That I would love to know how mega church preachers rank on sociopathy.
Yeah, me
That'd be
too.
Never looked into it.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably high.
Yeah.
It has
But
to
I was
be.
gonna point out that these are actual conditions. Like when it's actually diagnosed, it's something that can be seen in the brain structure of the person. There's like a specific part of the brain called the insula, which is related to morality, and so it develops in childhood, or when before we even
Yeah, and that's why I
as a
don't
baby.
call it a disorder.
Oh yeah. No, it's
It's a condition.
twitch.
It's like
It's something
like
that
ADHD. It's the
you
structure of
can't.
your brain.
Yeah, you can't like fix it yourself. It's not something that I'm not gonna be like this way anymore. It's
Right.
literally something that develops as the baby develops, and often because of a lack of nurturing, right? In parenting very early on in a baby's life.
I don't know if we've pinned it down quite that specifically on the causes of sociopathy to nurture. I don't know.
Well,
I'm sure that there's probably been studies on it.
Yeah,
but
it's more than just that.
It's kind of, so AJ can speak more to the brain. My background's in behavioral psychology, so yeah, you can teach. Let's say teach empathy. You can get. I mean, this is what we do when people are having these issues. Yeah, you can teach them social cues so that they are interacting in society in ways that aren't harmful, but it's going to look way different than the way any of us came to those same behaviors, and it's more like mimicking behaviors, really. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I mean, it's not everything's nature nurture.
Yeah, it's always a mix of both. Well, not always. There are a few things that are specifically neurological, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, and which is why I like behavior psych so much, because the way we are socialized, I don't think people understand how heavy nurture is. And I mean, speaking to trans people, it's probably, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but just in ways that we don't think about on a conscious level.
I also think of similarities with autism spectrum. My son is much further on one side than I am, and teaching him, like, I was able to relate to where he is, but I still had to teach him there's a value to understanding social cues. I mean, hell, when he was 3, he went from speaking a few words to nonverbal because he didn't see any point in speaking. He didn't see any value in it. And so we had to convince him there's a value proposition in it to being able to ask for juice, and It's like
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
ask for juice, and then you could have juice. So I had to like teach him to look at things from the perspective of what's the utility of this. It's not that he couldn't see social cues. It's that it didn't process as something that he needed to be concerned with, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I like that. I like that approach. Yeah, my kid is
Yeah.
also in the autism spectrum, and we had such a hard time with jokes. Like they could not understand jokes, even the lightest of jokes, and so we kind of had to teach that behavior, like how to make the jokes, how to take the jokes. They still have a little bit of hard time with certain ones, like very black and white. Like yesterday, my husband was joking about, oh hey, I'm gonna go. Mom and I are gonna go to get some food, and our kid was like, oh, can you bring me back, something? And my husband was like, no. And my kid thought that he was serious, and he was
Yeah.
just joking. So we kind of had to like and they're 14 now, so it's like it's been a long road, and even
Yeah.
still today, it's just not quite all the
Oh,
way
that's
there
the
yet.
kid I
Yeah,
met.
so- yeah.
Yeah.
No, my
He's a
son was,
sweetheart.
It's my only
I
kid. so-
complimented their hair. It's like, oh, your hair is so cute. And they're like,
Aw.
oh, I like your hair too. I'm like, I wish this was my hair.
Oh, that's cute. That's so funny. Yeah, they love like the long hair. That they haven't cut it in like years now, so I love it.
yeah, kids with autism. My son's on the spectrum, and that was a hard one for him too, because I tend to be highly sarcastic, and he understood sarcasm, but it had to be over exaggerated, like cartoons, you know.
Like
So
very clear.
yes, very clear. It's like, oh no, I would never, like it just has to be like I don't know, like there has to be some clear sign, like I'm using sarcasm right now, like a sign or something blinking overhead, like, yeah, this is sarcasm voice. But it which is interesting, but again, it's just a different way of the brain working. And I'm glad to see psychologists and sociologists coming around to just there being different types of brains, because it's something that I think we do know intuitively, but again,
Well, they
because
were.
it's
Now
like
we
the
have
rich,
AHA. So we have RFK in charge of
yeah.
that. So what that's
Oh.
over. Those days are gone. Your woke science is no more, Maya.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's
I
just
need to
gonna
stop being
be
so woke.
it's gonna
So
be we're all gonna go
I
in asylums and be put in straight jackets like they want. Ooh, I look good in a
You're
straight
born
jacket
with
with
one of
titties.
two kinds of brains, and it's assigned at birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of this
But-
to say that maybe we could teach the billionaires to be ethical. Maybe.
well,
I
I
don't
think
think that's
so.
possible,
Right.
sadly.
You don't have the
they
capacity.
wouldn't be billionaires if they were ethical.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But we
Yeah.
do have
That's
some.
why I was so disappointed to
me
find
too.
out Taylor Swift became a billionaire, because it's like, girl, be ethical with your money.
Yeah,
And
Rihanna too.
And is LeBron?
Yeah.
Did we see? Was LeBron?
is
James?
LeBron,
Let me see.
and that brought us to like, well, what would an ethical
Okay.
billionaire look like? Someone like Dolly Parton, who has
So 2022. But I remember when not the exact date, but I do remember that happening, because people were like, "Wow, he's the first billionaire that did it, like working." And which again, I mean, it was through a lot of endorsements, investments, business ventures. So I mean, it's so when you start talking about investments and business ventures, it's questionable about how ethical that was. But yeah, he
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, billionaire status seems to be like something people in the U.S. are proud of. I'd be embarrassed to be a billionaire.
Yeah,
That
it's like
means
being
that-
a hoarder.
Well, no, you wouldn't have
Yeah.
like embarrassment would even factor in, because like seriously, people who are like, you're either born into it or you just don't have that switched on.
Compassion,
Yeah.
compassion for other people.
So is
That's-
Dolly Parton a millionaire or billionaire? I'm sorry.
She's only a
Billionaire.
millionaire.
Who? Taylor?
Dolly.
Oh no,
Dolly.
Dolly's a millionaire. Yeah, Dolly.
Okay.
Yeah.
She would be a billionaire, but she's given all her money away and used
Right.
it to
Yeah. So
fund
she,
programs and stuff. So
Case
She
in
got
point.
that's an
500
ethical
million, I
billionaire.
guess it was now.
If you looked at, if you checked the crunch the numbers for Dolly over the last since what 19, I think she started performing in like 1962 or something like that. Crunch the
60
numbers about how
years.
much. Yeah, she's definitely amassed a huge fortune, and she does not more than just music. She's been in, she does films, and she's been there's products. She has her own clothing lines and things like that.
TV dinners.
But
My husband tried one.
those desserts. We actually have one in here on the counter where we just need to get eggs.
Oh, who can afford eggs though?
Right. In this economy,
I'd almost be willing to pay tariffs on eggs because they're so much cheaper, literally just across the border. I mean, I know you've got a border also, but like even paying 100% tariff, it's still cheaper.
I am
Our eggs
15
are crazy.
minutes from the border. I could run to Juarez and get some eggs. Actually, they deliver the eggs to the little there's a Mexican market called Amiga Market up the road that they take the eggs to, and we go there and get our eggs because they're cheaper.
Nice.
They're like farm fresh too, so it's
hell yeah.
yeah.
Dolly's the eternal president. I love it.
But I think maybe Dolly growing up poor was part of the thing that helped her understand. And growing up in a poor county too, they weren't the only poor family. Everybody up in the mountains was poor. My grandma's from that county. She got benefits from Dolly bringing money into the community when she was young. So it's like,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying. I remember she got not a Nobel Prize, but a philanthropy prize a couple of years ago for her. That thing books where she gives books to children and things like that.
Oh yeah, the Imagination Library is what it's called.
That yeah. And I didn't know that she did that, and I remember looking into it, and she started that one because I guess she had to have like a hysterectomy or something in her 30s that prevented her from ever having children. I had no idea. She'd never had kids. And two, her father we'll say never, but like when she was growing up, he couldn't read. He had never, he was an adult with like 9 to 12 kids or something like that. Hadn't read. And she said that she always thought he was so smart, a great man, and wondered what he could have been if he had ever learned to read. And she didn't want another child to waste their talent or potential with, a limitation so little as so easy as being able to read or lack of love of reading. So I love her heart.
I love that. Yeah.
Well, I was like, Dolly did have kids though before she had her.
She did.
In 20 years, she had 12 kids. I think it was. She had a lot of kids. She had them real quick in a short window of time. Let me see.
Well, the reason for the hysterectomy was endometriosis, and one of the treatments they used to suggest back in the day was get pregnant.
Oh.
Okay. Oh wow!
Yeah, and again, I'm not like talking about her health. I was just talking about the things leading up to her starting this library, and that was a catalyst. Not just saying, and that I didn't know that she hadn't had. I mean, not that she didn't have any surviving kids, and just that these were all things that I learned. I'm not saying that,
and she's endometriosis is another thing that you get to suffer with because doctors don't know because they've never studied a woman's body until the 1970s. So
I suffered from that, so I understand the pain of that.
Yeah, I had a friend else. I had a friend that did that. Well, she had endometriosis, and then she got ovarian cancer. And they were going to just take her ovaries, and she's just like, rip it all out, because I don't know, in her mind, it was like, if it comes back, that it's more likely to come back as uterine cancer, or I don't know what that's
Yeah,
called.
and that's what I had in 2019. So
So
yeah,
she's just like, just
take
take it
everything
all.
out.
Yep.
Yeah,
And the
I don't want
doctor's like, yeah,
anything.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, now they'll fight you with it. They'll be like, "Well, it's true you don't have ovaries, so you can't develop a lining, but like if we put you on hormones and implanted a baby, you could still carry one, and your husband might want to someday. So we're just not. We're just
Oh,
we're just not gonna."
No, that's not how that's what we want to do. It's our body.
Not anymore. Nick Fuentes' body.
But yeah, back to the
Sorry.
Dolly and the Imagination Library. She's working with the Alabama foster care to donate books to every child for the rest of their life that's in their foster care system to get a book a month. I was just
I
reading
love
about
that
that
so
recently.
much. Yeah, so amazing. That reminds me, there's another Adam Sandler. He donates like millions. I think he's I should look it up, but I think it was maybe 30 million that he's donated so far for kids music programs in school so that they have that art.
well,
But he lives in like a shitty little house, kind of probably like worse than mine.
I know he
Like
showed up to the which award show it was, wearing a hoodie and
pretty much,
George,
yeah, he pretty much shows up to any award that way. Yeah.
but like Ozzy Osbourne, that last tour he did, but right before he died, they raised $190 million for charity. It all went to charity. He knew he
Yeah.
was dying, and he was like, "I'm gonna do a big thing for the kids."
Yeah.
Oh my
It was
God.
children's.
Wow,
charity
that's
too.
amazing. You don't even
Yeah.
know they're doing stuff like this. Back to Dolly, I didn't even know till a couple years ago that the residuals, I guess what they call it, for the
Mhm.
song When Houston took I Will Always Love You, she
Mhm.
puts that back in the Black
Oh,
communities.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I did not know that
And
either till
Dolly wrote
recently.
that.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
wrote it,
yeah.
but she gets paid because that's her song.
It's her
And
song.
so
Royalties, yeah.
she donates it back to the community. She doesn't keep the money.
Yeah, I didn't realize she did that. I know she got a lot of money after that song
Yeah,
came out,
but
but yeah, very
she
strong
sends the money
moral.
to she don't even keep the money.
That is so
Yeah,
cool.
so
Yeah,
that's amazing.
that's one of the things we love to see is she goes, "This is not right. This is how it should be. We're doing that. It doesn't matter what it costs. It's the right thing to do. So that's what we're gonna do."
I have enough money myself, so I'm gonna help other people. And that should be people's prospect. I have money, so what can I do to help other people that don't have money?
Right.
But they
And
don't have that thought process though. It's sad.
And just like
It
Maya
could
pointed out with Dolly's, story of why she chose those specific things to do with her money. Everybody has a different cost that they care about because of their personal experiences and stuff. Right? Like
Mhm.
for me, it would be something like uh, donate to kids' heart foundations or stuff like that, right? Because my kids have open heart surgery, so like people who are deaf or stuff like that. But and it may be different for all of you, right? Like you may donate to trans issues or to like Black non-believers and things like that. And that's how we do. Like if we have the power and we have the money, then we support the causes that we care about, and then everybody's taken care of.
Yeah, and I think the one I was looking at was earlier was Finland, which they don't outright prohibit private schools, but in practice, they're nearly non-existent. They're not allowed to have a lot of the regulations that we allow. Private schools can say, "Oh, you're disabled. We're not going to take you in," or you. They're not allowed to charge even. They're not allowed to say, "Hey, your parents are gay." No, you don't fit our requirements. I don't know why they exactly. So I mean, yeah, they're just functionally different. I mean, just not different
There
from the public schools. And it puts all the kids on the same playing field. So all the kids are equally educated and they get to mingle with each other. So you don't get the elite keeping their kids away from us and then teaching them that, oh, they're different, they're bad, they're, whatever, because
Yeah, I think the
subhuman.
reason for that
Yeah.
is because they don't necessarily need the private schools. But my parents live in Switzerland and they have a pretty similar system to Finland as far as school goes. And the quality of the education is amazing. So you don't need private schools. Like kids that come out of high school come pretty much ready. Like they don't quite need to go to a higher education level. They can, but they come out with the skills to go straight to work. All of my dad's other well, he's my stepdad, so he has other older kids that he raised there in Switzerland, and they all came out ready to go to work. One of them worked for like what's it called, one of the big chemical companies that makes all these, kind of like Abbott or something like that, like a really big chemical pharmaceutical company. Like he came straight out of high school and went to work right there, and not in like, you know, how you see it here, which is like the lowest level. Like he had the knowledge enough to be working there in that place. So yeah, like kids come out with the skills to be adults, so they don't need private schools.
Hell yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think that
Dolly.
anybody needs private schools. Like private schools is divides us by class as a society.
Yeah, and I mean,
Intentionally so.
yeah, and part of the reason they're so big here is because of Brown versus the Board of Education. Like white people, certainly in the South, were trying to find ways to keep their children away from Black kids. And the first method they tried were private schools. And then the government was like, well, if your criteria for the private schools is no Black kids, then we're not going to support you federally. And then you get all this other stuff that followed.
Yeah, they keep trying, but that's
The
that's the point
vouchers,
of,
yeah, they pass here in Texas, the vouchers. So.
Do
of
you
course.
Mhm.
that the evangelicals would vote for Dolly? Because she's she's Christian, but she's like a liberal Christian.
But
Yeah,
she's
that's a good point.
so Christian.
She said she said I'm spiritual. That's what I remember reading an article. She said I'm more spiritual than anything else.
She is Christian, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what she was saying, though.
I think
I'm
she
more
was trying.
spiritual.
I think it was a very PC answer. You know, back
Yeah.
when PC, when the politicians were actually PC. But I think she's trying not to alienate anyone because she has people of every faith that follow her.
Right, and she
Yeah,
doesn't.
I mean, there's a
wanna
lot of
hurt anybody.
that Appalachian folk culture too that
Mhm.
she pulls from, at least in her writing and stuff. I don't know. Just that growing up in that part of the country, you just you absorb a little bit of that. But yeah, it's definitely like a very Protestant part of the world. The immigrants were people leaving Ireland, so they came with their own, or Ireland and Scotland, I guess, when you're talking about the Smoky Mountain area. And those folks were very religious and had very deep folk religions and things like that. So the
Dolly's
culture that
main
comes out of
thing-
there is very unique in North America. And they have a unique music too, which has fed a lot into the country music scene. I wish it fed more into it these days. You don't hear a lot of folksy sounding country music anymore.
Yeah, bluegrass is kind of its own thing now, because country, as we understand it, it used to be country western. It was the folk music, but then it started to industrialize, and weirdly, Nashville's kind of responsible for that. And now it's. I don't listen to country anymore because of the way the music trended towards depressing bullshit. But as I understand it, the top hits, most of them, many of them, whatever, are completely AI generated. They just no one cares anymore.
Wow. Really?
Wow, that's crazy.
There's
I
been
mean,
enough
honestly,
Grab my
I
banjo now.
my attention.
I just thought country was like talking about your Chevy truck, your girl left you.
Yeah, that's what it
That was
used
a
to
country.
be. So back in the day, it was, hey, I'm a cowboy. This is the cowboy life. And then it
Yeah.
became, my dog died. My girlfriend left with my pickup truck, and I'm all alone with this bottle of beer. And now it's like, you better not be brown in my community. You know, like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing?
Oh no.
Why that in a small town?
Yeah.
That's literally the
They did the
title of one of their
90s.
songs.
The
And
girl
they did
group.
Yeah.
And they did the
Oh,
music
yeah,
video in
in
front of
Free
the
Bird.
famous
The Union song.
church where they did, or famous courthouse where they did a lynching of some black
What?
folks.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure
the
that's
music video.
damn near every courthouse in the South.
Yeah.
I didn't care about that.
And if you in the Midwest, remember the very first sundown town was Decatur.
No, I mean they've had lynchings all over the United States, but when you're talking about that courthouse, I'm like, pick anyone in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
I often tell people this, but my hometown that I grew up in still has the Confederate monument in front of the courthouse, and it's in northern Missouri. It's not even in the South. It's one of the northernmost Confederate monuments in the country. So,
which is interesting and shows you that it's not about like heritage or history. It's just a hate symbol.
yeah, they were put up during Jim Crow to make sure that people knew that, even though they lost the war, they still have this animosity towards a certain demographic of Americans.
No, yeah, but I have to argue with people all the time. Because some people just genuinely bought into. Like, most of us weren't around in 1920, so they just bought into.
I wasn't.
Oh
I
no, right? Yeah, it's totally about heritage, and I'm like, stop being stupid.
It's like the people who forget that like adding "In God We Trust" to money and to the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff. That was all the 1950s because of Russia, because we were scared of Russians and they were the godless commies. So we had to really lean into it over here to be not like them.
In fairness, people have really short attention spans. Half the country, at least, or half the voting public, at least, totally forgot about how horrible Trump's first term was.
Right. Like DeSantis was blaming
I
Biden
remember.
for the census. Even though Trump was president. The census was awful. It was Trump's census.
Yeah.
Half the trade deals Trump rants about were Trump's trade deals.
Yeah.
But you know what is a good deal? Jester sends a super
Well,
chat for $5 and says, if you played a country song backwards,
Thank you.
your wife came back, the truck got fixed, and your dog even resurrected. It's weird that you mentioned that.
Yeah,
because
that was
in my
country
past life-
music.
In my past life, I've been involved with a few different rock bands, and I wrote one song that was called the anti-country song, and that's exactly what happened. The wife came home and the dog came back to life, and it didn't
I'm
sell very well, but
sorry.
it's funny that it's
Have y'all ever heard the
But-
song "Because the Gays Got Married" by the Kids in the Hall? It's like an anthem.
No, I never. No.
We can't play it on here. It'll definitely
No. I mean, you can talk about it though.
But I'll show you guys the video after this. But yeah, it's like an anti-country song. It's about it's about how because they let gay people get married now, gay is contagious, and there's just people making out in the streets. It's funny, and he comes home to his wife, but the gays had got to her, so she wasn't into him anymore. She was gay now.
That's perfect.
We're gonna watch the music. We're gonna watch the video after this. It's so funny.
Oh,
right.
it reminds me of a Reddit post. I think it may have been Jamie Dodger who featured. It doesn't matter. No, it was the Click, because it's a very. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This married couple, they're like, hey, we have to talk, and so they sit down, and the wife says, hey, I have some bad news I have to tell you. And the husband says, actually, let me go first. I have to tell you I'm a trans woman. And then the wife goes, well, in that case, I have some good news.
Oh,
Oh Lord. I guess it worked out in the end.
I mean, there you go.
It's like sometimes the gays get you. Perhaps you read a book with a gay character, and whoop, there it is.
Let's see.
I've seen a lot of couples that made it through a transition of one of the partners, and it's always nice to see, so
Yeah.
many transitions in so many relationships that it's nice to see ones that persevere because they actually love the person and not the idea of who that person should be in their own head, right?
Well, I mean, it's not even just that. I mean, a lot of people marry based on attraction, and I don't know. If you're not attracted, if you're attracted to men and you married a woman, I think Minnow said that she had gone through that. Like she loved her ex dearly, but it's just like at the point where you're just like, I don't want to have sex with you. Like I don't know. I kind of feel like the marriage is over, and not trying to withdraw support from anyone at all. But I think that you deserve to be loved by your spouse.
Right.
But it's a lot of lavender marriages now. Sorry. People doing lavender marriage things. So you're not really for love in a certain sense. You're just for the stability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's always been a thing people have done. I mean, back in the day, gay couples of both types, like a couple of gay men, a couple of gay women, so that they could be married, but then actually be with the real partner.
I like
they
it.
were very good friends, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not like it, like that should be a solution, but like if you have to cheat the system,
Yeah. And they're saying they want to ban the same-sex marriages. They're about to do that again. More.
Well,
it's on the table, but
yeah, I have zero faith in this Supreme Court actually following the law. But one washed up bigot petitioning the Supreme Court, even officially, that's not how it works. You have to bring a case for them to review. You can't just ask them to do a thing. Trump has been trying, and it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's a couple of there's at least 3 justices that want to see the downfall of gay marriage. One is Thomas, and he really needs to tread carefully because even though his marriage or what do you call it, interracial marriages like isn't on his radar, it certainly is for everyone he's supporting.
Right.
So, they talked about that as well, though.
If he's not careful, he could invalidate his own marriage. So
Right.
I don't know. Part of me wants to say I hope he knows what he's doing, but clearly
he
doesn't.
is from the I hate my wife generation, so maybe that's part of the thing.
No,
I have no respect for him.
No, none.
No way he should even have that position.
I didn't think that Roe would ever actually seriously be taken down either, though. So I don't know what to make of this world.
Yeah, I told my husband when that happened that gay marriage was next, and he was like, "Nah, it's been set for so like."
No,
it's only 10 years old.
Just watch.
Been this,
I know,
this century. I don't know why people. Nothing's off the table. Nothing. They're coming after the 14th Amendment, the 19th Amendment, the First Amendment. Nothing is off the table.
I know. Yeah. I like when I can say, "I told you," but not in this case.
Well, yeah.
They want to peel things back.
Millions of women were called hysterical for donning pussy hats and take you to the streets. It's like Roe will never be taken down. And I'm like, after that, I don't understand how you hand wave anything that the man says. If he'll take down Roe, he'll take down anything.
Yeah, they were trying to set it up where with the voting for it's supposed to be 1 vote per family.
Yeah.
So and that's and a lot of women were saying that they secretly voted for Kamala because they didn't want to vote for Trump, but do the 1 vote, then what would that mean?
They did not. This has been a push that has been growing in support for at least the last decade. They think women are stupid. We don't deserve a voice. Our husbands should speak for us. So, and the man should speak for it, therefore, for the household. And so it's a way to force women to marry and force them under the purview of a man. And then, the man gets all of the power of the household because of this call to a mythological past that used to work at some point.
It never worked. It worked for them, but not for us.
It didn't work for
Even
them
then, it was
because, like, if you
not
look
just-
back, I mean, everybody wants to take this like Norman Rockwell approach to the past. Our past has never looked like that, and they don't read, so they don't know this.
Well, it was all the lead
the
when they were
nuclear
growing
family.
up.
I've been bitching about this for days. Is what it destroyed the American family and the American economy by when the boys came back from war after World War II. They needed a way to get women out of the workforce so the guys could get their factory jobs back.
No, they didn't need a way to get women out of the workforce. That was a happy byproduct. They really didn't have enough jobs for the men, and they weren't going to allow them to stay at home, so they kicked us out. Nuclear family started in, the demolishment of it started in late 1800s with the with factories and city needing workers. So, and with farms, with us being less dependent on an agricultural society and moving into towards an industrial, it took farmhands and sons away from family farms, moved them into the cities, and that's where you start to see the foundations of the nuclear family.
Yeah,
But yeah, totally
generational households, like we were talking yesterday, are better for the elderly, though. They're better
for everyone, better for the kids,
everyone involved,
easier on the parents.
Because
Despite
what the propaganda might say, mom used to go to work just agriculturally. She'd go to work in the field with dad. They'd get up together every morning. You'd stay with grandma all day while they were out in the fields until you got big enough to go out in the field yourself anyway. And if you lived in the city, mom and dad went to the factory and you stayed home with grandma. But as we mentioned, they started to try to capitalize on these people living in the city by making the homes only small enough for one generation and having to have grandma live separately. You can still drop your kids off at grandma's, but
I mean,
Or
until
to hear was it JD Vance? They were like, well, you're saying this, that, and the other, but what are but you're not funding childcare. So what are parents supposed to do while everyone's at work? And he was like, well, we do what we used to do, and you drop them off at grandma's house. And I'm like, the elderly are still working now.
I'm a grandma too, and I work. I'm 50 and I work, so I don't know where he thinks that's coming from. And I have to work.
This is JD Vance saying, fuck them, let them eat cake. That it was a let them eat cake response.
Yeah, which is wild since his whole thing is I'm an Appalachian boy, just like Dolly. Like, you're not, though.
And that the Appalachian people lived in big extended families and together in big old farmhouses that Grandpa built, 60 years ago, that has like 6 or 7 bedrooms. But we don't get that anymore. I don't want to drag this show back into what we talked about. The same topic we covered yesterday.
Well, I mean, but it is important to bring up because everybody wants to talk about like nuclear families being traditional families, but I don't know why this gets lost on people, but the multi-generational family is the traditional family. Like, since forever, we're a collective species. Before we had laws, there was there was a family on a plot of land, and they took care of each other. And when somebody got out of pocket, they went to the man of the house or the whatever.
Depending on where they were, sometimes it was a woman of the house. In some
the patriarch or matriarch,
right, or the head. It could have been a couple, but it's just like, look,
the head of the house.
Yeah, the head of the house. And they said, your family member was found doing this thing that is against societal norms. You need to take care of them. And so they were given that ability so that they wouldn't have worse consequences with the general public. But that was like, those were even traditional laws. Like that's how like foundational a multi-generational family is. And
unironically, that's how the Bible is. It's
Pretty
the
much.
tribal laws, because the tribe is just the extended family that live together on the same plot of land.
right.
That's what the Bible started off as. That's what the Quran, all of it started off as.
Something very local.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is that they're collectively, this entire nation are the sons of Israel.
Right. It just so happened that they put it on paper and somebody found it and was like, oh.
Yeah. Well, it got mixed in with a lot of mythology that was, floating around at the time. It all got bundled together into one small library of books that now, then they took it to Nicaea, where they picked it apart and shoved it all back together in a not even, I was going to say semi understandable format, but it's not really. It's all over the place.
What propaganda works best for the message we're trying to spread. But who else is trying to spread a message? Jester, who's been a member for 25 months.
Thank you.
I need a cheering sound effect like Maya has, because it's fucking amazing. Jester says maybe
round of applause.
Yay.
Jester says maybe naming it the nuclear family was a splitting the atom jest, or just a bad idea. Why name a family against an ultimate destructive force? I suspect. Go ahead, Bree. You may have an actual answer.
Yeah, I have an answer for that. So it's nuclear, like the nucleus of a cell, right?
Right.
And it's about daddy. Daddy's the nucleus,
and
everybody floats around daddy. So it's the nuclear family means a family that circles around a patriarch, and only one generational patriarch. That way, every patriarch has to support his own little group.
It's small man syndrome. That's what it is. Like they pitch this idea that, like, yes, your father is the patriarch at the farm, but if you move into the city, you can set up your own little shop and be your own little patriarch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching something the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it was saying that it kind of came out of this like idea where like the king was like the head of the state, and when the nuclear family was being sold, it's like the man gets to be the head of the household, which is where that phrase came from. And you should, and then all these like patriarchal things that we see remnants of even today, where he should the man leads the house, and sets the standards, and then you have the wife that's catering to the king, and the children who are seen but not heard, and are respectful, and it's just
yeah, we see it all over culture. The evangelicals have this umbrella diagram, and it takes various forms, but basically it has the father holding a big umbrella, and then underneath it, the wife is holding a smaller umbrella that's shielding the children, but she's under the father's umbrella. Like, it's fucking hierarchies.
Yeah, because I don't know when, again, the nuclear family had to be sold to the American public because it wasn't something that we, throughout our entire history of being humans, we're used to. And it was sold to the men. It's like, hey, you can be a king too. Like, it's just
take your power.
Y'all ever see these old sexist coffee ads?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Some of them are
let me show you this. Nice. It's like 29 seconds long, just to give you an idea what I'm talking about.
Yes, please.
Bree's about to get us all demonetized.
Commercials again, folks.
It's only 28 seconds.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's an ad. I mean, is it going to get us demonetized?
This is from like the 50s or something. I don't know.
If it's
Her
Folgers.
idea of child raising was called permissive everything. Mine wasn't. Woman, I said, you've experimented with everything from my son to my coffee. I want instant Maxwell House coffee. Good to the last drop. Maxwell
What the
House.
heck?
I don't think we should, because we don't have what do you call it? I think we need to be really careful about ads because we just YouTube, what you call it.
Yeah, the brand name. Yeah, it has the brand name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop there.
I was
That
one
even
of my
that little part
videos.
was something else.
I think we all got it though.
It goes. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. There's like it was like a Folgers did it too.
Experiment
It
on
wasn't
my
just Maxwell
son.
House.
Gross.
Yeah, that's what he says. You experimenting with my son and my coffee. It's like,
And he cares about the coffee more than the sun. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna like experiment on my that kind of got me like what the world?
yeah, it's like I bet when he misbehaves like that, he's our son, but
No.
Or your
The
son.
man is the head of the family, so he allows the wife to do everything she does. So
yeah, it's her
you know.
responsibility to take care of the kids, like it's his responsibility to take care of his secretary.
Facts.
Well, I was leaning towards spankings, but whatever. Infer what you like.
But it's still
Hey,
so
whatever I
prevalent
want.
today. Even I had a family member that's a Catholic, and when there were all these protests a couple of months ago, we were gonna go to one, and there was a group chat that we had with my husband and this family member, and the guy was like, "Well, is Joe gonna let you go to the protest?" I was like, "What do you mean, let me go?"
Yeah, let you. What the world?
Like I need
Wowzers.
permission for that.
And Jester
Was that
kind of
bad
makes
phrasing?
a related good point. Jester says, I
Yeah.
don't want to be the king because, Jester's a jester and is happy that way. But it touches on this other component of that. It's not just teaching men to aspire to want to be a little king rather than a servant in a larger kingdom. It's saying they should want that. To be a real man, you have to want to be the alpha male, the lord of domain and conquer and pillage and all that happy crap. You can't be happy to be a part of a cohesive system. You have to want to rule and have control, or you're not a real man.
Right.
Yeah, and if you let your woman be equal, then that's no.
Oh no. Yeah, God will be mad. But no, evangelicals really do think that women are stupid, and a lot of
misogyny all the way through.
And a lot of, the reason we can't have nice things is because they don't believe a woman can lead a country. I have seen so many videos of women getting violently mad at the thought of a woman leading the country.
Oh yeah,
Like,
this
men-
guy I just mentioned, he didn't want to vote for Hillary because he was like, well, no, women are too emotional to lead.
Yeah. Heard that a lot.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious
those.
considering the constantly triggered crybaby who's in charge right now.
I watched debate.
I'm sorry, Kelly, what were you saying?
I watched the debates with Dean and Parker and stuff, and the thing they talk about is immigration, women not being able to control their emotions, and that's the main reason why they did not vote for Kamala. And it's crazy.
Is that from the Black community or from
various? But these are
okay.
mostly cis white men.
Okay.
Trump supporters. Why they didn't vote? Why they voted for Trump? With immigration, where women can't run the country because there's never been a woman running the country before. So how do we know that they can run the country? And then Dean was like, well, there's never been a black president before Obama. So what difference does that make?
Women run other countries, though. We're not the only. That's like the thing they talk about when you talk about things like universal health care. They're like, it just doesn't work. It works in theory, but falls apart in practice. I'm like, then why does the rest of the world do it? Why is everybody else already doing it?
Yeah, they're pivoting. Yeah. It's like, well, we've never had it here. They're not as big as the United States. So it can never work here. And I'm like, I don't know why you would think that.
Exactly.
That's what they
They-
always say in America first, because like that's the only thing they consider. They don't see the rest of the world, so they don't care about it.
Yeah, it's just blunders
Russia
and
has
ignorance.
universal health care. It's a lot bigger than the US and a lot more oppressive. Is how they want to spin it. But you know what?
Yeah.
You go to the hospital there.
Also China. So, but it goes back to what I was saying. They don't read. They don't know anything outside of what they're told by talking heads on like OAN. And
Yeah, like
that is
that,
something that like Breitbart or one of those I don't know, one of the talking heads on the right, they're just like, well, they'll talk about Europe, and it's like these countries are as big as we have states bigger than some of these countries, and it's manageable when you're this small, but not when. And I'm like, nobody is saying that all healthcare has to be run out of Washington D.C. Obviously, it would be localized, just like your DMV, your post office, your yada yada, and but it would be federally funded.
They don't have as many poor or homeless people as we do, and it's like, yes, that's right. Mull that over in your head.
Why?
Right.
there is a causal connection here. Yes.
Yeah. But again, with the no reading, nobody, thinks about what life was like in Europe 200-300 years ago when the poor were rampant, and what it took for them to get to the place that they're at now. And we just lack the political will. And when I say we lack the political will, a lot of the things that we could have had a lot of nice things, but racists didn't want Black people to have anything at all. So, that would a lot, sometimes it meant white people could have it. And a lot of times it meant we just couldn't have anything as a nation, which is nuts to me.
Exactly.
They'd rather burn it all down than let brown people have it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that comes down to the stuff the brown people had. Like India had lots of wealth. Africa had tons of wealth. South America had massive amounts of wealth. And yeah, they didn't want the people that had it to have it. They'd rather destroy it all.
Or keep it in their museums, just extract wealth and like, hey, look, pretty.
Yeah, it too. But I was also thinking of the firebombing of Tulsa is a huge story because so few Americans are aware of it, but also because even the people who are aware of it are only aware of that example rather than the
because you got the Black Bottom in Detroit,
hundreds of times it was repeated
Central
in other
Park,
Rosewood.
So even like the Black Bottom, Detroit, Rosewood, Tulsa, like you talked about.
Said Central Park. You said Central Park,
Central
right?
Park, yeah.
Yeah, but there were stuff Chicago, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Detroit, like it.
And that's not even getting into just the individual, like in smaller towns where dozens of people could just be lynched, and that's the whole Black population.
Yeah, no, and that
wiped out like that. Because a town with 90 people in it, and maybe a half a dozen Black folk, and they lynch them all over them doing too good, them interacting with the white economy, whatever. The problem was whistling at a white lady. That was the important one that stands out.
Found out she lied at her deathbed. She said he never did.
Did she finally die? She was still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she a couple years ago. Yeah, but she said he never did it. She lied. That like makes me want to just choke her post death.
But I mean, her reason, the reason was like he whistled at her, which still doesn't constitute what happened.
But it was a lie. It was a lie. He never did.
No. I mean, I'm saying even if it weren't a lie, it was just so absurd in and of itself. But
it's an absurd reason to murder somebody over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just saying
For
though.
making mouth sounds you don't like at your spouse, I guess it was.
I have a 13 or 14-year-old child though. Like it,
Yeah.
you know, but it's just, yeah, more like white people trying to keep the black people in their place. And if we let this kid get away with it, what are they going to do next? And it's so absurd.
Yeah, that was like with my family history that found out that my great uncle had a problem with the white guy. I don't know what the situation was, but luckily they were able to escape here. They, you know, because they was threatening him and stuff, but they was able to find family that lived here to get away. But they threatened his life,
Mm-hmm.
so my whole family had to move here like
Yeah.
suddenly.
Oh no, I think most black people in the that in the North have now. Obviously, there was Black Flight, where there were a lot of black people in the South that moved to the North for jobs. But I don't know a black family that doesn't have a story like that, like mine included. My grandmother was the oldest of 19 children. She moved to Illinois the family won't even talk about it. Like I don't know if there are people who know the story or not, but they're not talking to the younger generations like me. But like something happened, she had to go. And like she just never went back. Yeah, but there are just tons of stories like that.
It's sad, and they're trying to wash away our history and try to make stuff disappear to say that,
Well,
you know,
yeah.
for their agenda.
Well, it's been their MO always. Like I think we're all raised on those cartoons of the natives that were, you know, scalping white people and trying to burn stuff down. Like they were just like cartoonishly evil.
Yeah, savages.
Yeah.
They were the
savages.
villains of every Western, right? Like, or
Yes.
they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you
And
blame them? Did you blame them for what they were doing? In the sense,
Well, we
of
did
BBT,
genocide
that's
them,
my
which
home.
people talk about the genocide that took place in the 1930s. That you know, a lot of that foundation was built on the way we handled the Trail of Tears and things like that. I mean, there were leaders in Europe at the time who admired what we did to the Native Americans and wanted to try to do that to other ethnic groups in their area. So, I mean, keep that in mind. We did set a global standard for how to deal with undesirables in your territory.
Yeah, when I looked at Andrew Jackson and what he did to them, it was like grandma said, like my grandma said, a sin and a shame. My grandma used to say, but yeah, I couldn't believe that that's the kind of people that they wanted as a president. Evil, yes. There's no other word to say that.
That's the second time we've talked about Jackson. That just goes to show how freaking disgusting. And he's Trump's favorite president.
Of course he is.
Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Wonder why.
He was a genocidal maniac. And
exactly.
That,
and a lot of the history about him, like some of the more famous things, our predecessors wouldn't let be forgotten, but we can't protect all the history. We've never been able to. And erasing history is a thing that's been going on for a very fucking long time. Occasionally, you'll hear an anti-woker say, well, even George Washington attacked the Native Americans. And they'll cite something like the invasion of the Onondaga settlement near what today is Syracuse, New York. But what they're leaving out is that the Iroquois Confederacy was split during the American Revolution, and the Onondagas sided with the British. The other tribes, including the Oneidas, sided with the Revolution, which is why the Oneidas got a special treaty. But the settlers in the area weren't a fan of that. So the village or town or village, because there's one of each, and I forget which one it is, on their official symbol has a white man choking to death a native. We talk about the cartoonish villainy, the way they're depicted in more modern culture, but that's actually a humanization on a spectrum from how they used to be viewed. There's just so much buried that's been erased.
And they wonder why we don't want sports teams to be called like the Redskins or whatever, or Indians.
or the
I wonder why people
Braves
want to
or the
change that. It's like because you all used to, celebrate choking out the natives and wiping them out in your area. It used to be considered a good thing to wipe out the native people in your region of the country. Oh, you finally got rid of the problem. They did that with the Hispanic people in Texas too, in California. They're still doing that with the Hispanic people in California because you know what? They've been there for generations before. That was not part of Mexico, and now you're telling, and you drew a line between them and their extended family south of the border, and are now telling them they can't come across it. And that's been, fairly recent that we've been saying they can't come across it. That for hundreds of years, these people have been migrating north into the valleys in California to harvest citrus fruit for generations.
Yeah, no, I want to say they always have. And then they go back, they would come up during growing season and then go back down. And it's funny if you look at the our history where we, like Bree's saying, like we drew a line and we said, oh no, it's no longer as easy to just come and go. And essentially lock them in here. So it had kind of the opposite effect of whatever it was they were trying. Well, I mean, I say the opposite effect. It did exactly what it was supposed to do and divide and conquer. But there's just, I don't know. I really wish people would read or look into anything. For whatever reason, there's a conservatives honest and truly believe that immigrants are more dangerous than citizens, and it's the exact opposite.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't
Statistically
really
speaking, yeah.
believe that. I mean, I'm sure some of them do because they're very gullible people, but a lot of them understand it's just a culture war, wedge issue, distraction, and they use it that way. I wish more conservatives understood the concept of Chesterton's fence, which is to say you don't tear down a fence until you know what that fence is there for. Is it keeping a bull or a wolf out? Why is it there? What consequences will you suffer if you tear down that fence? Understand it before you act, because they're running around like a bull in a china shop and saying, oh, well, you say as a political talking point that immigration is a problem. Well, easy, we'll build a wall. Never mind the consequences. Never mind if it'll address the actual problem. We're just going to do a thing and declare the problem fixed.
There's no problem.
Exactly.
There's no problem.
What problem?
It's Mussolini getting the trains to run on time. Because when the trains arrive, that's the time.
Yeah.
That's how you totalitarians fix problems.
But I mean, and also, I don't know. I do have to respectfully push back. I believe the politicians understand that it's a wedge issue. I honestly believe that the people they're talking to are just racist, that think that white people are better than non-white people, and that brown skin is inherently violent.
Yeah, or masculine for that matter. Kiwi Burb, I don't have a smooth transition for this one. Kiwi Burb sends a super chat for 2 new zebra dollars and says MAGA equals making Americans gullible again. That was a bad one. There's no zebra. What am I doing? What are we doing here?
It's zebra dollars.
Zebra
I want to
dollars.
see some
New
elephants.
zebra dollars.
New zebra dollars.
Because if it's old zebra dollars, he would have just been sending Oz dollars. Oh, who was that? I'm sorry, I don't know. I maybe misgendering. Who was that from?
Kiwi Burb.
Kiwi Burb. Sorry if I misgendered you. I don't know.
Kiwi Burb is a Kiwi Burb.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that. Yeah. Kiwi Burb.
It does get confusing because there's 3 different things called kiwis. There's a fruit, there's bird, and then
I live in the island of the land of New Zebra.
Yeah.
They live in New Zebra.
I live in the land of New Zebra.
New Zebra.
Can I visit?
Yeah. Seriously.
I might have to move there soon.
I could use a vacation.
I
Well,
think
I
like
actually got
3 of
offered
us
a
are
job.
wearing zebra stripes right now. Are wearing stripes.
I
We
know.
fit right in.
Look
Oh
at
my
me.
God.
I know, me too.
Fit right in.
We did not get the memo, Ember.
You all
I
are just dressed
know.
for
Well, that's
Christmas over there with
why
your
I
outfits
couldn't go there.
together.
I know. We
I was
yeah,
trying to
really out
bring
of
the
season.
jugs, but they're not very visible. There we go.
I was
Y'all
like,
look like Ember and Maya look like a lesbian couple posing for their Christmas photo with their outfits, the red and the green.
You're not wrong.
I do like that gold trim on your top though, Ember. It looks cute.
yeah.
I
I can't
really,
see it
really
that
like
well
it.
without. Yeah.
It's one.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kelly's on her
I
phone, so we're like this big to
Right.
Kelly.
Yeah. Well,
It's true.
I do have the fold phone, so it's kind of bigger than the average phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those phones.
Yeah.
I don't need.
I
a new
need to
phone.
get
I
a
don't
newer
need a new
one.
phone.
sorcery,
Yeah.
black magic. You know, if a techno gizmo is invented by an African American, does that make it black magic?
Hey. Makes sense to me.
I
All
haven't
right.
had enough coffee. Don't mind me.
Well, Bree wanted to talk about Dolly, so
Yes.
I don't know.
Back to Dolly.
Bad.
We did talk a lot about Dolly today. I mean, we go on tangents, but yeah. I mean,
yeah.
we've I don't know if there's much more to say about it.
Dolly for president.
Dolly for
There
president.
is a bit. Like we've gestured at some of the philanthropic enterprises Dolly is engaged in, but that doesn't even scratch the surface. The truth is, no one actually knows how much Dolly has done because she doesn't keep records. Like all these big philanthropists, like Soros and Bill Gates and whatnot, they make very public their donations. It's sort of like a scorecard for them. You know, it's
Yeah.
the new generation of ultra wealthy. It's who has the most money in all of human history. But the previous generation, it was who could give the most. That was how you showed your wealthy might or whatever. Dolly doesn't do that. She just sends money where she thinks it needs to go. And in ways big and small, like she sponsors $15,000 scholarships for students. Tiny amounts of money compared to the vastness of her fortune. But it makes a huge difference to the recipients. She'll send, $5 million to a hospital, or she sent, I think it was something like $40 million, give or take a few digits, to the Nashville Public Library to start up a new program. She sends $1 million or $2 million for every hurricane for disaster relief. Like the list of stuff she does just goes on and on and on. And that's just what we know about because they couldn't keep it hidden.
Yeah, she's not doing it for tax reasons to be able to write it off. Yeah, which is why I think a lot of
them do.
A lot of these guys do, and women do.
Yeah, like one big thing she did was I forget what it was for, but Bezos gave her $100 million. He did it for tax reasons, and she just sent it right along to whatever the project was. It's one of those things. It's in my brain, but it's not coming.
There's so many projects that she works on. She's also a big supporter of LGBTQ, HIV prevention.
Yes, she is.
Obviously, literacy is super important to her because her dad couldn't read. That's why. So that why it touched her. Like what AJ was talking about, something that touches you personally, and you realize the need for it, like open heart surgery, you said, or hearing impairment. But for Dolly, it was her dad's inability to read. She said that even like up until when he died, he was just so thrilled that she was known as the book lady to the children.
Oh,
she would bring the books herself to the local charity drive. I think probably at elementary school. I'm not sure.
And she's inspired change besides that. Like we've seen in various parts of the country, there's these little pop-up community libraries, right? Like, of course, public libraries still exist, and a lot of people forget they do. They are still there, but you'll get these little neighborhood libraries in places that aren't near public libraries, or where the public library's been shut down because Republicans got in charge of their city budget or whatever. And that's what it's based on, is this idea that people ought to just have access to books, to learn to read. But that's one of the reasons I think that I understand she'll never run for president, because she's not obsessed with power in that way. And that seems to be one of the requisites. But she models the kind of behavior you'd like to see in a politician, instead of just lashing out at culture war bullshit problems and pretending to fix them. She's taking things like illiteracy and saying, we can do something about that. So let's just attack the root of the problem and give kids books.
I love that, because this makes me think of Trump saying that he loves the uneducated, right? And why? Because
Yeah.
they'll vote
Wow.
for him. So there she is, Dolly, educating people. Love that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Trump, I mean, it goes back to your motivation, right? Trump's motivation is to keep people easily controllable. Dolly wants people to actualize their full potential. So, yeah, you might act slightly different in those circumstances.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
pulled
Yeah,
up.
that's
Okay.
like her organization. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's like her organization, Dolly World. The scholarship, they give like $500
To
for
every kid who
per
graduates
child.
from.
Yeah,
Mhm.
from the area that she grew up from. So things like that. The $500 is a lot to somebody who doesn't have
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah.
But
So that's just
And I
amazing.
pulled up just, some of the things that we know about her doing. She donated $1 million to Vanderbilt University in 2020 to help fund coronavirus vaccine research. She gave $1 million for hurricane relief in 2024 to aid in the aftermath of the 2023 Maui wildfires. She funded the construction and operations of the LeConte Medical Center in her hometown. There's Beyond the Imagination Library that we talked about earlier, but also numerous music. She funded music programs at high schools, like so that high schools could have an actual music program and not just like a teacher with a couple of instruments, or tell kids like, oh, have your parents buy stuff and I'll instruct you on how to do the thing, which I see in a lot of high schools. There are a major donor to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. Actually, oh wow, she helped. So that's one of the newer Smithsonians. So she was actually helpful, and then like when it was being built, or to get it built, which is really cool. Many of Parton's efforts began at a local level, especially so she's done a lot in her home region of Eastern Tennessee, a lot of research efforts. And when asked about her approach to philanthropy, she said, I just give from my heart.
Why can't everybody be like Dolly? Come on, people. Be more like Dolly.
It's a goal, honey. We should all try a little bit to be. I mean, I love when I see Children's Hospital come up on any of these when they donate to things like that. Leukemia research is something she's donated a lot to. Obviously, like Ember mentioned, hurricane relief and housing after hurricanes is a big issue, and she's donated a lot to that and provided income to people who's were out of work after hurricanes and things like that. Supplemental income directly from her Fund My People program after the wildfires in Tennessee. Things like that these people need to be doing that if they're going to try to convince us that capitalism works at all. The rich people need to be doing this and proving that it works by supporting the community and the society that helps them amass their wealth instead of hoarding it away while the rest of the world wallows and tries to get by with the bare minimum.
You're assuming they care about that. We don't deserve money. I mean, they're actively working to to make housing unaffordable, make homelessness illegal, filter us all into prisons where they can legally enslave us and work us for free. They do not care about us. We've got it. We're the saviors in this situation. like we've got to figure out how to stop letting them divide us, stand together, and drive them out, because it's getting ridiculous.
That's why culture war is so important to them, because it keeps
Mhm.
people divided upon these arbitrary social lines instead of along the class lines that we should be divided upon. They're more worried about the chick with the blue hair than they are about the politician that got caught essaying a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
They don't care, because they not was that no, it wasn't Loomer. I forget who it was. The lady, and she was just like, I don't care, who Trump, sexually assaulted. I want power. I want the right to own everything. It's just like they don't care. And it's which I find the Epstein thing particularly humorous, because Trump could have been his only client and they still would not care.
some of them are up in arms over it, and it's
Not nope,
weird
not
that
not
they have a line, but
when
it's
you look at what they say, they just don't believe that Trump is in the files like that. They
Can't be, he's their
the reason
Jesus.
they're up in yeah, and they really believe that Trump is like supporting who is it, Tom Hanks and Hillary Clinton, not supporting but hiding, the real elite. They don't think that he's actually in it. They think that he's covering for them. That's why they're mad.
Which is so funny, because why would he cover for them if he hates them?
Exactly.
and is that better?
Did you see what he did with what is her name, Maxine?
Maxwell. Yeah.
No, Maxine, Ghislaine.
Yeah, Maxwell.
Christine.
It's Maxwell.
Oh, Maxwell. Okay. Oh, sorry, my bad. So basically, they moved her to a lower
Minimum security prison.
fancier, yeah, lower security prison, and then had a lawyer had a talk with her where she basically claimed that he wasn't in the list, that he didn't have any dealings with Epstein. It was like favor for favor, basically. So now
I'll
the
say
tape of
anything
that
for a
conversation is
pardon.
out there.
Yeah,
no,
Yeah.
anybody. She knows it.
Yeah.
I mean, the corruption is in plain sight in reference to the jet from Qatar. Like, there's not even a pretense of hiding it. I mean,
Mhm.
Tim Apple came to the White House and offered a fucking block of gold on TV. Like,
Yeah,
they're not even
It's great.
pretending to hide it.
Yeah.
But Dolly, on the other hand, she doesn't
Oh.
even get bogged down in that kind of crazy. She tries not to alienate people because she's concerned about the people. She
Mhm.
focuses on what needs doing rather than which people are the enemy today, And I think that's a thing everybody could aspire towards.
Yeah.
To an extent, we do
little
have
bit
to
of
keep an
empathy
eye on
goes a
people
long way.
trying to subjugate all of us.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kelly, what were you saying?
I wouldn't say anything. I was just agreeing.
Yeah, we
So-
need more politicians like that. There are not barely any. So there's one that I can think of. Beto. I know he's a white guy, cis white guy, but he's a millionaire, right? And right now he's going all over the country, especially here in Texas, advocating against the redistricting thing. Well, yeah, he was mostly here in Texas this month. But he's out there. He's not running for anything. Like, he stopped running for governor and for president and all of that. So he's not in any type of public office right now. He's just out there, like, putting in the effort and the work, standing in the heat, talking to people, trying to help for the people, right? That's the kind of politicians that we need.
I'm in his district, actually. I live in his district right
Oh.
now.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
and it's El Paso's as far as Texas goes, it's really really progressive of a city.
Yeah.
I would have said it's the most progressive city I've ever been to in Texas, but I just went to Austin a couple weeks ago,
Mm.
and I was at the Asian market, and there was a girl with her hair in a trans flag colors.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
Austin is really
You were
awesome.
there with me, Kelly. You were at the Asian market.
Yes. We had a good time.
Uh-huh.
Me, you, and Ben. We had,
Ben,
I felt so honored to be loved by you guys so much.
Uh-huh.
I
That
mean,
was fun.
Texas is, I mean, everybody's in like the major cities, but like when you look at Texas demographics, and I just pulled it up, 46% are registered Democrats.
Yeah.
Only 37% are registered Republicans. And then you have 15% that are unaffiliated. Now there's, depending on, I don't know if the unaffiliated are really swing voters. Maybe the two of you ladies could tell me more about what.
No,
because I
but
know
that's why they have to redistrict.
right. Well, I mean, it's not just that, but like for the unaffiliated voters, like because usually that's where politicians are looking, like they're trying to sway those unaffiliated because ostensibly they're swing voters. However, I've seen a lot of things recently showing that most unaffiliated voters just don't like identifying as part of a party, but they are consistent. They do consistently vote with one party or the other.
Right.
And then since Trump, we've seen more Republicans vote unaffiliated, but still voting. Okay. So it used to be that unaffiliated voters overall leaned more blue, but now they've been leaning more red because of the people that don't want to be associated with Republicans. So I don't know, like it really, Texas really is purple.
Yeah,
It very
no,
much
it
is. But it is important to keep in mind that those independents, if you break them down further into which parties they are affiliated
That's what I'm
with,
saying,
you'll see a huge proportion are the Conservative Party, as opposed to the Republicans. It's a separate party, even though they just blanket endorse every Republican nominee. And so
Can I be part of the witch party? I want to be part of the witch party. Where's that?
There's no witch party. You're gonna have to start it.
Oh no, I guess
true.
that's for me though. Well, I'm not a part of. I don't consider myself part of any party because I can go and look at every person that's been in office and find flaws in them, and it makes me so angry. And so I do try to vote for the lesser of the two evils, but they're all evil to me.
No, that's fine. You're not voting for somebody you like. You're never going to find it ever, which is good. And I
know.
Part of what I'm trying to do is normalize hating your congressman. We pay them. We are their boss. And just like your boss wouldn't say, okay, go over there and do something and just leave us alone. We can't do that with our workers either. They're public servants. Voting needs to, especially on the left, like, was it my friend from Progressive Liberal? He's always talking about how, the left falls in love, the right falls in line. And I'm like, and then the left gets mad because they don't have anybody to be in love with. And I'm like, stop. And not you, Kelly, but just on the left in general, since everybody in the chat and on here and, ostensibly that would be looking on here, we need to get kind of the idea out of our mind that we need to love our congressman, or that there's ever going to be somebody that we can vote into office. It's going to just psychically know what it is we need and, work on our behalf without ever hearing from us. We need to start picking the person that is easier to fight. That needs to be like the way, as long as money's in politics, we're not going to have anybody that's working for us. They're going to be working for their donors. We need to vote for the people that are easier to fight until we can get, I don't know, overturn Citizens United and do some other things.
I know.
Go ahead.
You still talking?
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay.
Before we start a
Like
witch
with
party.
me, yeah, well, with me, I'm gonna go basic, but I'm part of UAW. And so many people, when they vote, they just look at their own issues and don't worry about anybody else.
Mhm.
And that's even when it comes to today. They don't care about immigration because that's not their concern. They don't care about food stamps, Medicaid, because they don't have to be on it. So that doesn't affect them. But
Mhm.
then I'm a person that, well, that might not affect me, myself, but I do know people that get assistance. So what about them? What if they get cut off? What are they going to do? And people don't have that philosophy anymore. It's like me and mine. It's a
Right.
doggy dog world, is what they say.
Yeah,
That's
but I
what
mean, yeah, and they
settled
miss the forest, and again, it's
first.
missing the forest for the trees because if your neighbor doesn't have their needs met, they're going to be turning towards you if you do. And yeah, if you want to be selfish, there's a way to be humanist, even with that framework. And yeah, people are short-sighted.
Yeah, the selfish altruism principle. Like if you want things to be better for you, make them better for everyone, so people stop stealing your shit.
Just
Yeah.
saying. It works.
Okay. So there was a cool comment in the chat. It's by Katina Packbase, something like that. It says Dolly Parton is the person that people think Mother Teresa was.
That's a yes. I like that.
I love that. Hi, Katina.
I am
All
not
right.
seeing a whole lot of the chats, and that's driving me a little crazy. I just had a bigot troll person that needed to get whack-a-mole, and I couldn't see them in the chat, the combined chat. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't I saw that somebody had time or banned them, and thank you, mods. Mods have really been on point this week. But yeah, the comment, I'm like, how did I not see that comment? But
yeah, I'm like, what is that in reference to? I just switch to I actually have another account that is unmanaging moderator on my channel, so that I can see the people who have blocked my main account.
Oh wow!
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're
this is
smart.
massive. Titan
You have
says
a
you
little
should mention
intelligence.
dust storm in Arizona just so you can say haboob. I mean, I could just
Yeah,
read the
Phoenix,
comment if that's all you want.
Phoenix Airport shut down. So
why?
dust storm
A
God.
haboob.
Is that today?
right now. We had haboobs all spring. Like every 3 to 10 days we had a haboob that filled our swimming pool with dust.
What is a haboob? I don't live in the desert. What's a haboob?
It's the Arabic word.
It's like a dust storm.
Okay, gotcha.
A huge
their
dust
proper
storm.
I know what they called it.
And it closed down the air. God, that's
It
insane.
closes down the city.
Wow.
And you don't want to go outside without
around
sunglasses or something on.
Sunglasses
Because
isn't going to stop sand in the eyes. You need goggles.
Yeah,
I was not saying it's dust.
Oh,
It
okay.
blows
Well, I mean,
fines. Fines are like
I'm sorry.
dust, like
That's
dust
what I
is
mean.
to boulders. That shit gets into everything.
Yes.
It'll go right through zippers and airtight seals, and it'll fuck up your engines because it gets into the turbines.
It fucked up. Ben was stranded on the side of the highway for like 3 hours because it crushed his air filter.
I have a troublemaker on my channel. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm seeing like 2 people that were banned. I was like, what the hell?
It's from my channel. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I banned them.
AJ got a troll. Is that your first troll?
Yeah.
I see 2 up here.
Hey, everybody.
I see 2 trolls.
Yeah, and I
banned
banned it. Came back like with the second name.
You finally made it. You're not a streamer if
yeah.
you haven't had to ban a troll.
I know. I made it to like 400 followers a couple days ago. I guess they were like, time to.
I always miss what they say.
Yeah,
there's
I'm
a
trying to figure out what they
chance it was
said.
either racist or transphobic because we have 2 people.
A little both.
Trans people.
It was being homophobic.
Yes.
Homophobic in this case. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Homophobic. Okay.
Yeah.
Get the F on.
Oh
We have
boy.
nothing.
It's all the same thing.
Aren't you a big
Yeah.
old throwback?
Yeah, I don't even pay no mind. It's just like die mad.
Oh yeah, the Wu-Tang name in the dirt. Yeah,
He
don't
keeps
put it.
coming
Yeah.
back. Do you see it now? He keeps
We
coming
got
back.
Jurassic
Gotta-
person
gotta-
What
here.
came back?
Got a few
Unalive,
sock
yeah.
accounts.
Is this
Yeah.
another? Is this the same
yeah.
person, but they got another account?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do when they're
That's the
banned.
thing.
Is they'll just switch account.
Wow.
And
Wow.
It's
AJ, I'm gonna
permanent.
ask you to
That's
give
why
me a
we call it
wrench in your
whack-a-mole.
chat because
Yeah.
I'm a
You're
good
gonna-
moderator. Everybody here can vouch for that. So
No, I vouch for Brie.
Yeah, wrench me. Yeah, exactly. I want to say something else, but I won't.
Got you.
Yeah, it's always an adventure.
your
but
mods,
that-
not that your mods aren't doing good enough,
No,
but
yeah, they're
I think Cognitive Echo is trying to handle it by themselves, and that's a
okay.
lot. Is Cognitive
Cool.
Echo your partner?
Joseph,
Oh yeah, that's my husband. Yeah.
Oh, I know
Hey.
Joseph. Hey, remember
You're
Yeah,
doing
you
a
met
great
him.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's him.
you're doing a great job over there.
Yeah, I just want to. I'm just here to help.
I don't know if you were in
Thank you.
Skeptic Haven's chat yesterday, but Jay posted the title as Jesus never did anything for Black people or something like that. And oh my
Oh, no.
God, he upset a few people. And
Oh,
they came
Oh,
by
you
to
butt
let us
hurt.
know. Yeah, I know.
You
Oh,
butt
I'm
hurt.
sorry. That was a TP for your bunghole.
Oh,
they're so
I'm sorry.
fucking fragile.
Yeah. No, but we're the snowflakes.
Okay.
Because we's ice cold. We're snowflakes because we're hard, cold, shiny, pretty.
Right,
and
right.
never-
So silly.
They're not snowflakes because they're constantly melting down.
Fair
Yeah, they're
enough.
puddles. We'll be the snowflakes, and they can be the puddles.
That's right.
'Cause we haven't melted down yet.
Like, oh my goodness. Well, keep your cool.
That's a lie, though. I
great.
melt down at least twice
Uh-oh.
a week.
Hey, mods needed at AJ's house.
oh, he's back.
Come here.
Oh, is that somewhere else?
Come here.
Okay, this
No,
is
AJ,
somewhere else.
you. Bree, you're a mod. It's a
If
mod.
there's nothing there, they're not in the chat.
They are.
Are they in a different chat?
Are they in
No,
somebody
they're
else's
in
chat?
They're in AJ's chat. There are no mod.
No, this one's not on mine though.
No,
I-
can't
I'm
see
looking
one
at
of
it.
AJ's.
bio grade 12.
I may have an
Spammy.
idea.
Let me see.
We have a visitor in the chat. Say hi, Sugar.
Oh, what's Puppy's name? My chat
Sugar.
loves puppies. Sugar. Oh, I thought that was a pet name, but I love it. Brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar.
She's
Sugar.
actually the color of brown sugar.
No, we just call her Sugar though. My daughter named her.
Oh, your audio went out, Kelly.
She's taking over.
It's just the three of y'all streaming, right?
Somebody needs to clean up the spamming in AJ's chat. Like, Bree
No,
just asked for.
I'm looking
I
at my
don't
chat.
see
and
anything in
this one
AJ's
is not
chat.
on my chat. It's not on my chat right now. I'm looking through all the other streams. I think it might
I
be
don't-
Ember's. Do you have
Not,
yours open, Ember?
I will lay the wrench down if
No,
you want
there's
me to.
active mods in mine. I'm trying to find
How do
the
you guys not
backup
see
stream.
this?
I can't tell.
I can see it in art in the chat here, but it doesn't show that it's coming from AJ's.
Oh, maybe
Yeah, it doesn't
maybe it's on
say
the new
which
one.
chat it's in.
No, here, AJ.
Maybe it's
Hold
on the
on.
new stream on the new channel.
I
Are you
got
streaming
it.
No,
to the new
no,
one?
it's in.
I got
your-
it. It was blocked. It had me set because I'm new to your channel. It had me set on live or on top chat, not live chat. So
Oh,
Okay.
it's still there.
yeah,
you're
I'm moving
right.
it now. I put them in timeout.
Okay,
You're
there
right.
we go. There we go.
Yeah,
All
I had to switch it over. Sorry. Yeah, it was.
You guys really had me thinking I
Right,
was going
Bree got it.
crazy.
Thank you.
And I'm like, this says Ways to Human. Also, if you're over here and you're not subbed to Ways to Human, Guys, what are you doing? We had our
Subscribe.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Subscribe
Everybody,
to all the
sub.
channels, please.
yes, everybody sub everywhere because we do have a shifting membership. Like many of you have already noticed, we're not on Ryan's channel today because Ryan isn't joining us today. When one of us isn't here, you should be subscribed to the other so you can still watch and participate and have fun and all that. So make sure you are subscribed to my Adkisson, Hivesci, Ways to Human, Better Than Ember, Ryan Cultastic, whose channel is at symbol A Goddess, and Kelly, you mostly do Black Non-Believers, I believe you said?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Moderating and technical stuff for that.
Oh, you got Titan in there now. I can
Well,
pay more attention to the
Titan-
stream.
Oh, is Titan's not modded in AJ's.
Yeah, got
He
it.
just
Just
he
did.
just got modded.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
just
never
did.
mind.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
Titan, you're modded everywhere now. Get to work.
Titan has a
Do your
cousin friend.
job. Do your job, y'all.
Love them.
Poor Titan, we're
Mars.
putting them to work so early.
I can't believe P Mars is still here. You know, with he was doing
I
this
know, he
5
just-
years
he just-
ago.
He just can't stay away. We're too good.
It's like, bro, you haven't found
True,
something better
it's
to
true.
do with your time than hassle
Okay,
queer people.
Julian
And
has a rather important question. Are we going to stay in this time slot?
No.
The plan. Okay, first of all, this is adaptable. Everything is subject to change and everything's flexible. Bear that in mind. But the plan at the moment is we're going to let Chris have his time slot back. We're going to go after on, I believe it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we're going to switch to 3 days a week.
right
but
around this time is when we'll start.
Yes,
Start,
yes,
yeah.
we'll be starting after the damn show wraps, and we're trying to keep it on multiple channels. Just keep your notifications on, folks.
Which,
Right.
to be clear, that's gonna, the damn show usually ends about at the bottom of this hour right now, so it's like 11
yeah.
o'clock your Eastern time. It's 9 here, so that's about the time that we're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the time.
And
we're gonna-
we'd like to have something more formed, but I think over half of us are actively looking for jobs. So
yeah.
once things get settled, we'll talk about, I think
What
it'll be
works better.
easier. Yeah, it'll be easier to know what's what and what we can and can't do. It may just be a once a week Saturday show. Maybe we do I don't know,
Saturday
what's it-
show. Hey,
after obviously after, or actually, you know what, Chris, I don't know if he still does it, but I know that Chris used to have a morning show that would start before yours and then he'd raid into your show.
Yeah,
this is Sci-Fi
been
Saturday.
taking the day off lately. But another thing you can do is sub to our backup channel, Java and Jugs, where all these live streams also are, and where we may end up doing like one-off content or so. We don't know for sure yet because this is an attack of opportunity. Chris went on vacation and we're just making use of the time.
Mhm.
But keeping that channel in your thoughts may be a good idea also for potential future purposes.
I thought you
So,
decided
yeah.
on skeptics.
I did have that, but the names seem to stabilize on Java and Jugs. So I'm like, that's just what everybody's calling it. So we may as well go
a
with
later
that.
time like this
Why
is
not?
going to allow us to pull in some West Coast people too, because
Yeah.
they might not want to get up at 6 a.m. to be on the show. But they might be willing to get
Right.
up at,
No, yeah, I
at
wasn't
8.
kidding about the sleeping in.
No,
Even on the
I
East Coast,
love that,
it's a little early. Yeah.
because when
But
I
you know
move
what
to
else?
Arizona next week, we're going to start streaming at 6 a.m. and I'm out. I'm not.
I know it's right. Well, we're night owl people. We do best
Yeah.
at like, midnight
Ooh.
to 2 a.m. or something.
Are you?
Harder
You're going to be a
Gamer
mountain
and-
time, right? Phoenix is mountain
Arizona,
time.
Arizona
Arizona
does not have
bounces
to.
Oh,
back.
Arizona doesn't switch. It's so
Right.
it matters what time
So
of year it is.
is it mountain or is it Pacific? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Schrodinger's time zone.
Yeah.
Harder Gamer sends £5. Thank you so much, and says, "Happy belated birthday, Ember. I missed your live show." Yes, it's. I'm glad you're here now. Yeah, it was a hell of a show. There was a lot of material. But yeah, I did. Thank you. It was a very nice birthday. I actually ended up with more people joined memberships, including Harder Gamer, although it may have been a gift membership. I've got more members now than I've had since February of 2024. And so I actually put together an actual like shout out of the top level supporters, the people on Patreon and the top tier of membership, the Cinders, because there's 80 Cinder level members. Holy shit. So I'm like, all right, we'll do the thing. So yeah, the list will be coming back in the next video, which I'm actually already working on. So if you're not subscribed to Better Than Ember, come join the party.
Yay.
Yay.
Join.
Anybody else
most of the time.
Oh, what were you saying, Kelly?
Now, most of the time, I'm able to watch Amber's stuff when I'm at work, so it kind of makes the day go by.
Hell yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, I'm at work. Let me put this on while I'm doing my job.
Yeah,
So
a lot of
good.
people will watch, when I was driving all day, I'd put shows on one right after the other. I do the damn show, and then I'd find something until Brentley came on. Brentley was in the morning for a big part of that time. And I just have a show on. And when there wasn't a show, that's when I'd listen to my audiobooks or something. It just, yeah. But who else has stuff coming up in the next few days?
I mean, we have the transpositions coming up in 2 days.
That's true. Thursdays at its own channel, The Transpositions.
I will be at Dragon Con this weekend, and Black Non-Believers YouTube will be streaming live.
Oh, cool.
So you can check that out on that channel. Whoever's going to stop by will interview people and just shoot the breeze for a couple hours on a Saturday.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So that's what I got coming up.
Cool.
What's Dragon Con? I haven't heard of that one.
Dragon Con is they got D&D, anime, cosplay. We're part of the science and the skip track.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, that's a good place to have a table. Yeah.
Last time we were next to NASA.
Yeah, it's
all
a
the nerds.
huge event. Like my Comic Con it's a regional con, but Dragon Con is one of the original Comic Cons that isn't specifically a comic convention. It's D&D themed.
Fantasy
get all the
convention.
other stuff that con goers love so very much. I haven't ever had the chance to go, but there are legends of the I mean, every single one of these events is they tell stories about it for years. Yeah,
it's huge. It's
I'm
like
surprised you haven't gone.
Hotels and stuff.
Yeah, Ember, I'm surprised you haven't gone because Ember actually helps put together nerd cons in her own state.
Yeah,
I run con.
Yeah.
I run one called NocoCon, the North Country Comic Con in New York State.
I need to come by and see that one day. I've been a Comic Con person for a long time. Wizard World in Chicago, Ace, that's been in Chicago, Boston. So yeah, I like cosplaying and stuff myself. I've been doing. So when I found out Black Non-Believers did this, I said, "Well, this is perfect." Something I like to do.
I've always been poor. So like stuff like New York Comic Con, C2E2, Colossal Con, they're all way the hell out of my price range.
I just sacrifice. I could be broke after, but it's worth it. You only live once. That's what my philosophy is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I think
and for my chat, I am moving from Maryland to Arizona this weekend. So I'm not going to be doing anything for 2 weeks. But we will be back with, I believe, the Dapper Dinosaur on the 7th. So yeah, not this Sunday, but the next one. And then Vandy, I think, will be on Dr. Kip's channel this Saturday before that, talking about crazy people talking that don't understand how the Bible works, as they do.
Yeah, budget scripture Saturday is a trip if you're into that whole Bible thing. That's a whole adventure itself. They're also joined by Nitty, who's a friend of all of our channels, because Nitty's just
amazing.
Nitty's
I don't
Nitty.
think
Like you can't describe Nitty briefly. It's yes, we all stand Nitty. Nitty's fantastic.
I don't think I know Nitty.
Nitty's a Lego nerd. You'll probably like Nitty.
Yeah, I
but
probably will.
He's a
If you don't like
counter-apologist.
Nitty, yeah, if you don't like Nitty, something's wrong with you. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I need to meet Nitty. Yeah.
I'm sure you will. You should go to Budget Scripture Saturday at Kip's channel, and you'll definitely be there. But yeah,
Okay.
his current channel is Nitty 2.0. I forget if there's an underscore in there somewhere off the top of my head, but I do keep a list of all the skeptics, humanists, and science friends on my channel or on my website where all my other links are, betterthanember.com. Click the creators tab. There's a list of every single one who isn't evil that I know about. If you know of one that I don't have, tell me so I can check them out and maybe add them to the list. But if you're trying to find someone's channel, it's probably there.
Okay.
One more community resource.
Did Nitty nuke his channel again?
If so, I haven't heard about it yet.
I gotta find him.
I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. AJ, you have things doing, cooking?
I have a video I'm editing about how people think. Yeah, I think I may be able to post that one by tomorrow, hopefully. I've been working on it for like 2 weeks, but I'm almost done with it. What else? I'm going to be this Saturday I'm gonna go see Seth Andrews. He's gonna be at the Houston Oasis, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I've seen him there before. He gives like really good speeches. So
yeah, I was a little angry. I was like, dang, it's the same time as Dragon Con. I can't do both. I have to pick my battles.
I know, yeah. He's doing like a Texas tour. He's gonna be in Austin and then San Antonio, and then Sunday he's gonna be here. So
we can all only be in one place at a time. It's
Alas.
the tragedy of relativity, I suppose.
But yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. We've covered a whole lot in these 2 hours. So many topics. But also, Dolly is amazing. That's the one takeaway you should definitely have from this.
Thank you guys for having me come on here.
No, it's our pleasure. Thank you for agreeing to come on.
Yeah, you're great. It was fun
see you
having
again.
you over here.
Yeah. And remember, keep an eye out. We will be back where and when, subject to change. But you'll see us again very, very soon. Until then, take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.